Hey everybody!
Big news!
Let's
go!
We're excited! money.
Money,
We should have money dropping from the screen.
Money!
We are happy today to be joined by Nicholas Frazier from Cards HQ in Atlanta.
Do you prefer Nick or Nicholas?
I go by Nick.
All right.
People in the community know me as one of the big tournament organizers in the Atlanta area. I've been doing it for Star Wars Unlimited since the game came out, and I've been running events since I was probably 14.
14 years old. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome, dude. Give us more of that background. What game did you start on? Did you start running Pokemon at your on the playground?
Oh man, yeah. I went to a private elementary school, and my buddies and I, we would play Yu-Gi-Oh at recess, and we actually played it so much that we got our cards taken from us one year. But that didn't stop me, clearly. So that's the earliest memory. But yeah, when I was 14, I started running Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments for a local store in my hometown of Brunswick, 4 packs for free. I just did it because I wanted to, and I wanted somebody to run those tournaments. Fast forward a few years later, I start working for another game store in Atlanta, and they had me doing Yu-Gi-Oh! They had me doing Star Wars, some Bandai games, a whole bunch of different things. But the real love came from the Star Wars Unlimited community. The level of excitement that we get from all of us being involved with it, and the level of engagement that I get from the people that, picked up the game on set 1, where we're having 30-40 person pre-releases, and moving forward with the people that are now playing it competitively, people that are in the Bothan network, people that are taking this game super seriously. I've never felt more loved by a community of card game players.
Man,
and
that's awesome.
It's amazing.
That's what we want, baby.
We feel the same.
We want the best
yes,
TCG.
indeed.
That's right.
The best TCG community of any game.
Absolutely.
That's
100%.
That's our benchmark.
Yeah, I believe we're
we hear it all the
with
time.
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People come up and are like, the vibe is so different than playing a Magic tournament.
I know, we heard that a lot this weekend.
I mean, so many people were like, this is so much nicer than playing other TCGs. I'll just say, we'll say other TCGs.
That's right.
We won't call out the sweaty nerds by name.
Yeah. We need to excel at how great we are, not how bad the others are. That's how I view it.
So then we went to we had the idea to pitch a tournament to the community. The community was just super receptive to the idea. And you had already in our Discord been mentioning, hey, I'm at Cards HQ now. I want to do something. So first, tell us about Cards HQ. What's Cards HQ? Give us the Give us the elevator pitch for this amazing place. I can't wait to be there next week.
So, Cards HQ, it's really hard to put into words without you being in the space, but basically the idea is that Cards HQ is this dream store for people who collect cards. And that's not just trading cards, it's also sports cards. The owners all have a sports card background, but last year and this year they're looking to expand into TCGs, and that's one of the reasons they hired me, so that I could start running tournaments for them. We've broken attendance records across pretty much every game, but the idea is they want a facility that is dedicated 100% to the excitement and the love that people have for collecting and for playing card games. So we have tournaments for pretty much every major TCG that you can think of, all of which I run, even the ones I don't know. That's my job. It's
awesome.
Literally
awesome job. You have everybody's dream job.
Fun, I know, right?
We want to do what you do.
It's I'm very fortunate. The opportunities that they have provided, both people who work for the store and the people who come to the store, once a month there, and this is actually happening tomorrow night, weather permitting, once a month there is a massive trade night where hundreds of people get into the space, because this is a massive store. It's 14,000 square footage. So we're talking, there are segments to a card store. I don't know, like, everybody has everybody has their regular card store, right? And those regular card stores typically have a counter space, a play space, a place in the back for them to process orders. But when it comes to Cards HQ, there's a studio space, there's a warehouse, there's streaming cabanas, all of which are full of people that are hired by Cards HQ to live stream box breaks and live sell their whole shift. That is how they make their living. That is their job.
That's
Man.
insane. Yeah,
That's
so
insane.
I looked at the pictures online. I can't wait to see it in person next week. But
Yeah,
the
because
store
we're
looks
coming over
amazing.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're gonna play
Yeah,
locals. We're gonna play locals with you guys, some SWU
I'm
locals.
so
Right.
excited. That's awesome.
We're gonna sign paperwork on this big event we're announcing. We're gonna deposit the $10,000 prize pool, so it's
Guaranteed.
guaranteed
That's right.
for the
Yeah.
players. And then we'll maybe even live stream Thursday from over there
Yeah.
to show everybody the setup, and
Yeah.
what we're gonna do.
I'm excited.
We'll see. We're gonna play it by ear next week, but it's gonna be fun to meet you in person again, Nick. Because I know you were at SCG Atlanta with us this last weekend. Did you have a good time? Tell us about that experience.
I did. So one of the unfortunate aspects of what I do for work is that I'm not able to play as often, but specifically with Star Wars Unlimited, I have been working as hard as I can to squeeze in as many games as possible because I want to take it seriously. I'm going to Vegas. I already have my
Let's
hotel.
go,
Yeah.
Vegas, baby!
I'm
right.
so unbelievably excited to play this game at a high level because I've done like
That's my heart.
I've dabbled in playing Yu-Gi-Oh competitively, Magic competitively, a couple Bandai games I've tried to play competitively, but Star Wars Unlimited clearly has just baked into its inherent design. It has a level of interactivity and skill expression that I adore. And it's clear to me that this is a game that I should be investing my free time into. And I took what was a meta call deck. I took Obi-Wan ECL, and I had a great time. I didn't top or anything, but I'm curious to know what my opponents thought. But the amount of times that I faced Django Tarkentown, which was the deck I wanted to face, and the amount of times. Yeah, the amount of times that win or lose, the amount of times that I took them to the limit is the reason I play card games. Like it was such a thrill the whole weekend to do that because I played it more than half of my matches for the whole weekend were Django Tarkentown. So being able to put together a deck that specifically played into what is perceived as the best deck in the game, like it's just a perception in my opinion, but being able to play into that and build a deck that I love playing and that has a hell of a matchup against them felt really satisfying. And it's something only Star Wars Unlimited can do. If I tried to do that in Yu-Gi-Oh, I'd get run over. Right. So, after doing that, and every time I went to my first PQ last set, and I'm going to another one in a few weeks here. Every time that I play this game, I learn. It's a game of inches. I learn little lessons with every game that I play, especially when I'm playing against good opponents. And that's one of the things that I love about the Bothan Network is so many of you guys are local. I talk to Bothan Network competitive team members almost every day. I just actually saw Chris Schutz, RodneyStubbs. He mentioned in the chat that he did not play any Django Tarkentown that weekend. But yeah, I got them all. I was paired against all of them. So Star Wars Unlimited has a really, really near and dear place to me in my heart because I grew up on Star Wars. My original background is in film, and Star Wars is one of the reasons why I wanted to get a film degree. So there's so many reasons for me to be playing this game, and there's so many reasons for me to want to do what we're doing because this game deserves it. This game deserves a massive expression of how much the community loves this game, and for us to be able to give back to that community that makes it so much fun to play. Because you're right, we're different. We treat each other with so much respect, and we don't hold back whenever we're playing competitively because it makes us all learn and be better as players and as people. I love that. I love that we're able to do that too.
Oh,
well, we're super excited to be partnering with Cards HQ and having you, Nick, lead and take the ball running with this. We're super excited.
Yeah. So let's
tell a little bit about the event.
Announcement.
Speaking of the good community, there's something super special going on at this event too. We got the team events.
Oh,
first ever.
Something new.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna have a $10,000 prize pool guaranteed weekend. Friday, March 28th, we're going to start with a 32-team 3v3 double elimination team competition.
Love it. That's
exciting. We'll talk more about how that's going to work later. Then starting Friday night, we're going to have two 128-person Swiss tournaments. The top 8 of each will feed together to make a top 16 for the $6,000 prize pool. As far as we know, that's the largest prize pool ever for a single Star Wars Unlimited event. And that's our goal. If there's a bigger one before then, we're going to have to up our prize pool. Because we are going to have the biggest Star Wars Unlimited prize pool event.
That's right.
March 28th, 29th, and 30th, Atlanta, Georgia at Cards HQ.
Yeah.
We gotta, yeah.
And then on Sunday, after the first round of the top 16 cut is done, we'll start a kind of a consolation $2,000 prize pool tournament. So we're excited about it. Nick, are you going to be able to run all that?
Well, I'll tell you what, and I've been telling this to my coworkers too. I don't expect them to work all 3 days. They're going to get worked really hard. We're going to have everybody on staff that weekend from 7 a.m. to like 9, 10 p.m. Our normal hours are 11 to 7. So we're going to be pushing all of us really hard to make this happen. But I tell you what, I'm going to work 3 18-hour shifts back to back because that's what I need to do, and we're going to get it done. We're going to get this. We're going to make this tournament happen. We're going to run it. We're going to run it well, and we're going to break records. That's what we're going to do.
That's what we're here for.
And we're going to have some amazing people there from multiple different teams we already know,
yeah.
right? And
a lot of great people are coming.
Great content creators.
I love that.
Yeah. This is an invitational, so it's not open. It will be. I think ticket sales will open to the public at some point.
Of course.
But we're starting off first because we wanted to make sure that kind of the celebrity content creators, the big name teams, the big name players. One of our goals for the 6K is to have the largest number of planetary qualifier winners playing in one tournament before Galactic Worlds. So we're definitely trying to get all the big names, all the best players. Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. We're already getting great response. We've already started privately inviting people to the event.
Speaking of, let's look at the press release.
You want to see the press release?
Yeah. So we've got the press release here.
Which one is the press release?
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Did we get Nick's name spelled right this time?
We did.
Okay, good.
I hope so.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to blast out today to all the any media we can think of that has any interest in card games or anything that to do with TCGs.
Yes, and make sure and scan the QR code or follow the Bothan Network Discord for more information as it comes out. It'll be posted there live, so you can all join there, and for tickets and all that sort of information.
Yeah, we'd happy. And if you think that you deserve a private invite that we're missing you, we're still sending out invites. You haven't got one yet. You may still.
It just began.
We just started sending out the invites, but hit me up directly, and I'll consider. Oh yeah, you should get an invite. You did win this PQ, or you did do this, kind of thing.
Absolutely, we want to make sure everybody has a chance to come play if they want to.
Yeah, and so let's talk about streaming, because one thing, Nick, that I've heard, I can't wait to see it, is that your facility is really well positioned for content creators.
Yes, yeah.
Explain that.
So there's a lot that goes into it, but like I mentioned, there's streaming cabanas. I'm sure we can take over one of those. There's actually a built-in feature table arena.
That's awesome.
So
normally, let's go.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and that feature table arena, this is not me being hyperbolic or anything like that. This feature table arena area is larger than some of the stores in Atlanta's entire play space.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a dedicated space. Normally it's for people who want to open boxes on stream. We have a constant live stream going, but we can very easily pivot the cameras to be a feature table arena. And then we have that going for it. We have tons of table space. We have a studio space built in for content creation. There's this because this store was founded by a sports card content creator, it was built with that in mind. So whenever we do stuff like this, we're able to take advantage of all those resources to make a really unforgettable event that gets covered from multiple different angles.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, you're going to be live streaming it all weekend.
Yes,
we already, I think we have commitments from like Maclunky Gaming to help do the streaming. We've got Josh from NextGenGaming going to help.
Yeah.
So we have other big name streamers.
Big name streamers.
Yeah, we won't. If you're a big name streamer out there and you want to be involved, please let us know. We'll work you in. Because there's also, I think we're not sure about this next part yet, Nick. But isn't there like a studio nearby or next door that we could maybe work out something? We can let some of these content creators actually record content live on site. What's that about? Yeah.
So that studio space it's in the same building. You can actually see it when you walk in. The idea is that it's the set for the YouTube channel that helped found the store. And the idea is that when you're filming through the glass, you can see everything that's happening in the store.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's really one of a kind. So if we're able to secure that for the weekend, which I'm feeling pretty good about, we don't typically use it much on the weekends. I'm feeling pretty confident that we can use that as an opportunity to let content creators record whatever they feel so inclined using the high production value studio that we have, because it really blows most things out of the water. I mean, if you look at some sports card content versus what Sports Card Investor does, the company that co-owns Cards HQ, if you look at that and you see just the level of quality that they have, it's next level, and I would really hope that we're able to take advantage of that too.
And I put a link to all of your, I think I got all of the websites, the socials, and the YouTube video, you're just talking about, all in the description, so make sure and check those out. For this video?
Yeah. I see that. Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we've also designated Jonathan Fisher. He's one of our locals there at Atlanta. He's going to be kind of our team host for the weekend, right?
Yeah.
I think Jonathan's in chat with us, but Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, y'all already know Jonathan from he was casting with Jeff Creasy at SCG Atlanta this last weekend. Jonathan's one of our top tier casters anyway. So Jonathan, what's your excitement level for this?
Oh yeah, really excited. I'm excited for Nick too, to have this opportunity. Really, really cool. And he's not overstating how cool this store is. When I first walked into that store, I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
Where am I?
Sick, yeah.
What? So
Right?
it's really cool. As part of the Bothan network in Atlanta, one of my thoughts is let me just kind of act as the Atlanta host for this event.
Love it.
I imagine if this is incredible, we may want to do it in some other places. Who knows? And someone else from the Bothan network can take that role. But just like what ways can I help? What ways can I make sure this is an incredible, smooth event, and just help Nick, as he said, he's going to be working so many hours. Help him make sure he's successful, and just kind of be a host. Yeah. So everyone can be playing, and everyone. I do have background in running larger events professionally in the workspace, so I am bringing something to the table there, and I want to make sure this is incredible. And help post it.
Love it.
Yeah, thanks
so
Jonathan.
much for all your help.
And Nick, you can see we're gonna have plenty of people from our team and our network of people willing to help and pitch it in. You're definitely not in this alone, Nick. You're gonna have a whole bunch of outsiders like us wanting to help you put on this fantastic event.
And I know Nick's currently looking for judges and things like that.
Yeah,
so
how's that going? If someone's out there that wants to be a judge for this event, how do they get in contact with you? Or what do you?
Yeah, so that's a big thing currently, because we're going to this event's going to be huge. We're gonna hit near capacity, if not reach capacity, for every event. So we're going to need at a minimum of a head judge and 2 floor judges for each tournament, for each major event. So what that means is we got to get to hiring. Cards HQ tries to compensate judges very well. Excuse me. We try to be incredibly fair to how we balance the workload. So if you're looking to judge a high level event like this, feel free to email me directly at nick@cardshq.com. Feel free to message me on Discord. You can find me on the Bothan Network Discord, KTOD Discord, Star Wars Unlimited Atlanta Discord. I'm also in the Cascade Judges Discord. My username is _grump_, or normally it's like Nick at Cards HQ or something like that. But feel free to reach out to me if you have any interest in running this event. I'll also be contacting folks as well. We're really excited, and we want to make sure that an event that is this big has the level of professionalism that it deserves. Absolutely. So that's why we're really trying to make sure that we have the very best judges in the world handling this event. So if you feel like you fit that bill, please let me know. Please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you.
And you mentioned fairness, because we definitely want to compensate our judges fairly. But one thing we want to be fair to also is to the players. One of our objectives here is not to run a big for-profit event. Right. We have actually set, we think, some of the lowest ticket prices possible, just to try to make sure. I think we get like 80% of our ticket sales will break even. That's a very low margin for a card shop and a big event like this. We're not trying to make money off the players. Right. I'm excited that we have low ticket prices, right?
Absolutely.
Is that important?
Way, hopefully everybody can join. Regardless.
We don't want ticket prices to rule
so
somebody
high.
out.
Right,
I mean, you'd see it a 6K or larger. You might see a $50, $60 entry ticket. Not us. I think I think
Plus, when you're having to buy tickets and travel, sometimes that can be a little too much.
I think our 6K ticket price is only like $35.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like crazy low for a TCG. Was that keeping ticket prices low? Was that important for you too, Nick?
Well, the thing about it is that you, as a TO, your responsibility is to run the very best event you can for both the players and your organization. And the idea is, for something like this, the impetus is to get as many people as possible into the building, right? So I'm right there with you when it comes to making ticket prices accessible. To put it into perspective for folks who might need a further example, at SCGCon Atlanta, I'm super thankful to those guys for running what they run. They're always great events, but the 2K for SCGCon Atlanta had a $50 entry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 2K,
that's a 2K.
Our 2K event is our side event, guys.
Yeah.
It's
our consolation event on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go home without playing the 2K.
We're trying to change the game, and I'm glad we're on the same page there. You know, I think
it's $25 for our 2K, if I remember correctly off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's amazing, you know, and we, while you know, I definitely think that that's probably going to be the exception rather than the norm. I'd like to set a precedent. I'd like to get people to see, and events like this have a great way of doing this. When you successfully pull off events of this scale, you really do open some eyes and get people paying attention. We're going to get people from the Magic competitive community paying attention.
Let's go!
We're going to get people in the competitive Flesh and Blood community paying attention to it. All these card games that have people that have looked in briefly and have decided that Star Wars Unlimited doesn't have what they need yet. We're gonna push them over the fence. We're gonna get them over here.
Yeah. It's already happening. I even want a story. One of our competitive team members who won the Orlando 5K last year is actually a professional Flesh and Blood player. He plays at the highest level of World Championships. When I sent him his private invite, it was a snap yes. Like, he clicked yes and said, I cannot wait to be there. This is what we need for Star Wars to grow like Flesh and Blood has. I was shocked at how quick he came back and took his ticket spots. So I think we're going to see that. I think players that are dabbling or maybe more serious about other games love to play Star Wars. The action economy, the way, oh my gosh, Star Wars is such a competitive, high skill. The gameplay wins over everybody who tries it. Now, some of those want to have bigger prize pools, bigger events, like we have Vegas this summer. Right. I mean, this is the kind of thing that I think, like you're saying, Nick, is going to help us attract some of those sharks into the water.
And this is so well situated, I think, between Set 4 release
Jump to light speed
and Galactic Championships.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to really appreciate having this testing decks, setting meta, you know, getting out there and seeing how competitive they can be. So
what a great timing for this event, because we wanted to go to Adepticon. That's the same weekend. I'm somewhere way away, but they don't have any Star Wars events.
Right.
You could play little 8-player pods or something, but I'm not traveling across the country to play 8-player pods. I want big Star Wars events. And so this weekend is going to be like within 2 weeks of the set dropping. It'll be the first big Star Wars tournament of Set 4, Jump to Light Speed. It'll be before any of the planetary qualifiers start. Right. We're not just going to have the biggest, most successful Star Wars event ever. We're going to be setting the entire meta for Set 4. The decks you see played here are going to be the decks that everyone across their locals and across planetary qualifiers are going to want to be copying and playing.
And as Jonathan Fisher pointed out too, Atlanta's a great location, a great hub for many people.
Another reason we picked Atlanta.
Easy to get out of.
Delta.
The Cards HQ is in a great location.
Oh yeah, it's a nice part of Atlanta, right? Tell us about that part of Atlanta.
Hotels, restaurants.
Yeah, what's this part of Atlanta like, Nick? Because we just did a one where SCG, where we stayed close to the World Congress Center, and it was not the nicest part of Atlanta we stayed in last weekend.
It's not. Yeah.
So what about your part of Atlanta? Tell us about it.
One thing that that event organizers like to do in Atlanta is they always grab somewhere downtown thinking that's the center of town, when the vast majority of people that live in Atlanta never go downtown. Funny how that works. Right. But what the great thing about where we are is we're actually in an area that's been built up a lot recently. We are only about a mile away from the Battery, which is where the Braves Stadium is.
Oh, fun! That's a fun part of town.
Yep.
So
Cool.
there's tons of restaurants and hotels. There's a really great mall across the street. There's so much to do, and you drive 5-10 minutes down the road, you're at some of the like nicest areas of town. You're in Buckhead. You're in Howell Mill. There's a ton of different things going on, and there's a lot of places to stay. There's a lot of places to eat. There's a lot of places to hang out. And not only
And
that,
good parking.
That's what I was going to ask. Most important thing, is there parking?
there is enough parking to handle the full capacity of this
Yes.
event.
Fantastic.
That's
All day.
music to my ears.
And you don't have to
Yes.
walk a mile.
No, you
And
don't.
To get there.
another good thing about this time of year is a lot of schools around the country are on their spring break this weekend.
Yep.
So a lot of college kids might be able to come that otherwise wouldn't come. But also families. Is Atlanta a good city for a spring break trip for a family to come into Atlanta?
I would say so. You definitely need to make your itinerary in advance. I would recommend hitting up all the touristy spots, and then finding something that you love up near where we are. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's the aquarium. There's the World of Coke. There's the Botanical Gardens. There's a ton of different really
Six Flags?
wonderful Six Flags. Yep, Six Flags over in Austell. That's really fun. There's a lot of stuff to do. Somebody in the chat mentioned 15 minutes to Marietta Diner. You gotta stop. You gotta stop by and eat at Marietta Diner while you're here. You won't
For
forget
sure.
it.
Absolutely.
That sounds great. So now another thing that basically when we approached creating the Bothan Invitational, it was mostly like a what event would we want to go to? Like,
Right.
let's just create what we want to go to. Like, let's make our own weekend, a perfect SWU weekend.
Yeah.
And part of it is exclusive playmats.
I was just going to bring that up.
Players
reading my
love
mind.
to win exclusive playmats.
So yes, not prizing just for a winner.
Oh, yeah.
At this invitation.
So in addition to the $10,000 prize pool,
Right.
there's going to be 20 exclusive event playmats. We already started looking at the mock-ups last night.
Yep.
We'll do a reveal of that later,
Yeah.
but in another show. But if you win the team event, your 3-member team gets one. The 16 people who make the top cut at the 6K, and then whoever wins the consolation 2K on Sunday, that's 20 event exclusive playmats that are going to look amazing, and you can only get them by coming to the battle at Beatle.
And we're going to have other swag just to hand out for people who are there.
Yes,
So,
we
excited
do want to
about
do swag bags. We have a lot of content creators with stuff
Yeah.
they want to put in, and throughout the weekend,
Everybody goes home with something.
Yeah, everybody's gonna come home with something.
It's an Oprah weekend.
we want to have side drafts as 8 people kind of form up with you, Nick. We want to launch off some drafts as there's space in the facility to do that.
Right.
And a lot of people
There is.
like that. Yeah, and we're gonna have hopefully a lot of the content creators that you know from YouTube and other places on. You can meet people if you're in Patreons. I know the Rebel Resource Patreon is coming in hard.
Yep.
RodneyStubbs' Patreon is coming in hard. We've already gotten some yeses from some of the KTOD guys that they want to come.
Yep.
I think Tata was also one of those snap yeses. He's like, I'm coming. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's do it.
Loved
Yeah.
it. So we're going to have big names, a lot of just the kind of weekend we want to have.
Right.
In SWU. So yeah.
Did
And,
you
go ahead.
spoil the concept art for that playmat?
No.
Did you mention it?
No.
Oh,
Should
okay.
I?
Well then, it's incredible. Yeah, like it is so.
Should I show the
amazing. I'm
concept
excited
art
for that.
now? Or should we do it?
Nah,
next week?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, let's finalize
Just
it
hype
first.
it up. It
Yeah.
is
Okay.
incredible.
It does look really sweet.
It
yeah,
does. It
I-
is.
I've
It's
seen
sick.
it. It's beautiful.
Pretty.
Yeah, that's just the concept. We're gonna get a real human artist
Right.
to make a
Yeah.
really beautiful piece of artwork.
Yeah.
And it won't be for sale. It won't. The only way you can get it is by doing by winning it at the event.
Right.
So I think it'll be a sought after item.
I'm excited.
So I'm sure it'll pop up on eBay later, but that's okay.
Why not? Yeah,
we don't
go
care.
ahead.
We just want to compensate our players. We
That's
want our
right.
players to feel like they've earned something. We're not showing so that's the future.
Yes.
We'll keep the hype train rolling.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. We have
So
to.
future things to look forward to. You get to see the play app. That'll be a release episode. And then we'll also have ticket sales live to the public. What are you estimating, Nick? About a week from now? 2 weeks? How long do you want before to get all the invites done and then open it up to the public?
I would expect a few more weeks. I would say 2 weeks is a comfortable time frame for us to reach out to everyone, and then after that, I want to take this second to address some of the concerns that were mentioned in the Discord conversation. A lot of folks are definitely a little worried about whether or not they can get event tickets. If you are watching this stream and you are a member of this community, more than likely you will be able to get an event to almost every event. The only invitational event that's really going to be impacted attendance wise is going to be the 3v3. But
Yeah,
even
that's
then,
gonna fill
we're
up.
doing-
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3v3 is less likely, but all the other events, we have the first pool for the 6K the Friday evening, so you're still playing an event on Friday. You have the second pool for the 6K on the Saturday, and you have a 2K on Sunday. That's on top of any side events that you may want to play in. So regardless of whether or not you get into that first event, you still have a full weekend's worth of events that more than likely, if you are engaged in this community and you are talking with us in Discords, you're going to be getting a ticket to whatever you want to play in. So I just want to put those fears to bed. We're running this event so that as many people can enjoy as much Star Wars Unlimited as possible in the weekend. So I am definitely here for getting as many people as we can in. The invitational nature of the event does require we're going to take a few more weeks, but once we have information on when public ticket sales will be made available, we'll be posting them in all the relevant channels, the local channels, the Bothan network, everywhere. Where that it needs to go, you'll be able, and if you're in those communities, if you're in the Patreons, if you're talking with us, you'll be the first to access those links. So don't have any fear. You're getting into this event.
If I remember correctly, I think there'll be early ticket access if you're in RodneyStubbs' Patreon, if you're in Ryan Fribble Resources' Patreon, and then after that, the general ticket sales will be first come, first serve through our Bothan network Discord. So plenty of chances for people to get their tickets, I think. Yeah. And we want to get locals involved too, because the local community for SWU is huge, right, Nick? I mean, it's just, I mean, at least the members of our team that are in Atlanta, we have a large contingent of Atlanta competitive players. They tell me that it's just a thriving community that you guys have there in Atlanta, and I can't wait to see it next Wednesday when we come over to play locals with y'all.
I'm very fortunate that we get a great crowd for Star Wars Unlimited, and there's a lot of people that I'm on a first name basis with that have played this game. They might be on a break right now, or they might be just getting back into it from set 1, or they've been playing the whole time. But we have a lot of people that engaged with this game at some point locally, and like I very recently I had someone attend our case tournament that we ran a little while ago. And I had not actually seen him attend an event since set 1 pre-release.
Okay, so he's back.
He came back to the game, and funny story, he was my round 1 opponent day 1 of SCGCon too.
Nice. And you had to play him again. That's great.
So it's great to see that this game, like, people keep coming back to it, people keep wanting more Star Wars Unlimited, and the love that we get every week. We run 2 locals a week because of how popular it is, and each local gets double-digit attendance typically. I'm gonna try to Cards HQ should be open tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to reward the community for their love and support tomorrow with a special event. Nothing like what we're doing here, but like I always try to give back. I always try to provide as much value as I can to the community, and in turn they show up and they show their appreciation. And I love everybody in Atlanta for that. I love this community. They're all great guys.
Absolutely. Yep. So everybody be on the lookout for.
Stop.
Did you lose something?
Yeah, we're getting a bit of an echo.
Sorry. I don't know what it could be. Nothing's changed. No, my phone's muted.
Here, I'll mute.
Okay. Or mute yours. Here's just hang up from that.
Okay. Sorry. That echo. Got rid of it. So how's the kind of the ownership at Cards HQ? They had to greenlight all this for us. It was a little tense on my part, waiting to hear the good news that this is a go. Are they supportive, or what's the Card HQ ownership like?
So there are 3 core owners. There's the owner that's on the face of everything. That's Jeff Wilson. You can go on the Sports Card Investor YouTube channel. You can go on the Jeff Wilson Show, and you can see his face everywhere. He's the face of the company pretty much. Then there's 2 other owners. Those gentlemen are named Carter and Ryan. Both of them are partial owners of Cards HQ along with Jeff Wilson, and those 2 are the ones that are there every day doing the hard work and making sure that the store is operating, and Jeff comes in to handle the bigger picture things like the big events like the trade nights that I mentioned, and all the content creation as well. The process, while it might have been nail-biting for you, I know these guys, and I knew that we wouldn't have any issues. These guys have been so supportive and so helpful when it comes to providing me with the resources that I need to run events. When I first started to work this job, I was very hesitant to ask for anything major. And then the first time that I ran a like 20-person local, I think the first 20-person local we had was for One Piece. Once that happened, I then was like, okay guys, can we have a case of product for a case tournament for Star Wars? We did that. Okay, great. That gets 30 plus people. It's a success. The bosses are amazed that this is happening. Cool. Can we add $1,000 to a Magic event? Cool. That gets 58 people and fills the store in a way we haven't before. Great. Awesome. Okay, now before we interacted about this event, I was floating the idea of like a 4K weekend. Like what's the limit that I can go? And then the boss tentatively said yes to that, because I have those three. Those are the ownership, and then there's my direct boss, the TCG manager. He manages the whole department. And I was like, well, what if we do this? And he said, I'm open to the idea. That sounds great. And then like clockwork, the next day we're talking, you and me, Frank. We started to have amazing conversations about more than double what I was originally planning, and this concept is going to they are 100% supportive of us doing stuff like this, especially the idea the idea is we are able to make a huge splash in these communities as a brand, as a store, and as a community, by hosting large events like this that really shake the foundation of the game. And we're going to do it for just Star Wars. We're not going to do it for just Star Wars. We're going to do it for a lot of games, but Star Wars is the foundational level for us. I know the Star Wars Unlimited community incredibly well. I frequently go into other stores to play at locals, and if I haven't been there before, the owner already knows who I am because of how well I am to the Star Wars Unlimited community. That is as humbling as it is exciting. And I'm really thankful for that, and I'm thankful that means we are able to be the forerunner in any kind of big, large-scale tournament that's happening in town. We're going to do it for this game, we're going to do it for other games, but it starts at ground zero with the Bothan Invitational. This is breaking the game in a way that I don't think they ever expected, and I'm looking forward to blowing past their expectations with you guys.
We are too.
We are too, absolutely.
And I want to bring in our team captain, George the Hulk, George Hudson. George, you've had experience kind of in Flesh and Blood, some of the competitive scene there. What are your thoughts of us hosting the battle at Beatle?
I think the invitational format is just absolute gold for a lot of different reasons. But the short story is like these events, especially at the beginning of a format or beginning of a set, just like set the tone, get people excited, get to see all the faces, like it's this area of exploration that like is one of the reasons we love TCGs, right? Mm-hmm. As far as competitive games, Rowlets, there's as many as you can think of. But like having this like meta setting, high stakes, but still being super fun event, it's incredible. Even like the team format, right? We're doing like a team format day one. Like TCG players love that. Some of my favorite memories of playing TCGs are like those sort of team formats. It's a super unique experience. Oh, how'd you do? You're fighting it out. You're fighting for your friends. It's not just this 1v1 like Shark Fest. It's like it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, let's talk about the 3v3 format.
Yeah.
Because we're still finalizing our plans. We kind of have a tentative idea, George, of what we want to do. Do you want to describe some of what we're talking about to kind of let people know what?
You want me to go over your brainchild? That was I news reported.
It's my brainchild.
Sure.
But it's okay. You love the idea, right? You love it, so you.
I do. So it's a snake draft format. And it does two really innovative things where it kind of balances the power of initiative, and it also balances the power of like spike decks versus generalist decks, right? Because like in a typical team format, you pick A, B, C. Typically, your team captain's B, and like whatever your matchups are, they are. Well, what we want to do is have a draft format where you roll for initiative, and then this is where the draft begins. First team chooses their A seed.
Then it reveals who the leader is. Before it even starts, you get to see what three leaders your opposing team is playing. So you can strategize about what matchups you want for this 3v3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the team that the player chooses first also gets initiative. Yes.
In that game, in that match.
And then in that game, yes.
Yeah.
And then we snake draft. Their opponent sits across from them, so they can choose from any of the 3 teams across from them. Then they have to choose their second deck, and then the opposing team chooses
who they're gonna oppose it. Yeah.
Yes, who they're gonna face off with, and then the last 2 sit down, and it's the person who sat down first gets initiative, right?
Well, whoever won the team that won initiative roll. So you're gonna have a team initiative roll, not individual matches of team initiative roll. So we'll
make a visual.
Yeah.
We'll make a visual.
It'll be easy.
Yeah. But no. It's a super cool concept because it allows you to be like, oh, okay, we can have this one deck that spikes this matchup, or you can say we need to have a certain amount of decks that are just good against the field that they sit down and face whatever they face. So a lot of really cool strategy and deck building that you can team building that you can do for the team event. So
because I asked Xander Tabler the community manager for FFG if they had any 3v3 rules, and I gave him pitched my idea of how we're going to do the draft to the leaders at the beginning of each match, and he said they don't have any 3v3 rules yet, but he did say he loved this idea, the way we're doing it, so I'm excited that he liked it. Yeah, I think people are gonna it's so simple. Once you do it one time, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. Once you see it, it's like super easy to understand. The leader draft, drafting your seats. It's really a seat draft. What seat every leader is going to be in. So anyway, it's going to definitely add. And just like other 3v3s, your 3 players sitting there together can collaborate, right, during the games. Isn't that how 3v3s work?
Yeah, that's very normal. Typically, you have one person who's more familiar with both of the decks sitting in the middle as a captain sort of role. But like in this game, you're all preparing together. You know each other before the tournament, so like, yeah, it's very normal to help each other. If there's a certain thing that you want to discuss, then yeah, that's very normal.
Right.
It's kind of form.
Like, hey, I can show you my hand, George, and go like, which smuggled card do I need to resource here, George?
That's my kind of deck. Why am I not playing that
deck? We'll all be playing smuggled decks with pilots. Smuggled decks with pilots, not pirates, pilots.
Yeah.
I'm
Everybody's like, wait, what does that do? What does that do?
So excited for set 4. Because it feels a lot like the first 3 sets were kind of like just almost like 3 base games. Right. They have a little bit of overlap and not much, but now with set 4, I think the game is about to just take off. Yeah. With strategy and enjoyment.
In a great way.
Right. I've even heard rumors that there may be new play formats coming down the road maybe one day. I can't say anything. I don't know anything because I have nothing to say other than just I've heard there maybe be some new formats coming eventually.
That'd be fun.
So many reasons to be excited about Star Wars Unlimited and what Fantasy Flight Games is doing with this their marquee game now. Yep. So, because anyway, okay, we could just talk for hours and hours, but that's not what this is for. This was just a little launch. The battle at Beatle, and Beatle, of course, stands for Bothan Invitational Atlanta, and it's a 10K weekend hosted by Cards HQ. Nick Fraser is our tournament organizer director, and he's going to be everything. He's going to be our deity on site, running everything like the master that he will be. We'll have plenty of people helping. If you've already gotten an invite, go back and add your email address, by the way, to the invite that I sent you, because I didn't realize Nick needed email addresses until I'd already sent out the first batch of invites. If you haven't got an invite yet and you think you deserve one, please hit me up. I'll consider, because I want all the best content creators, all the best players. If you've won a PQ, please, you're going to get it. I'd love to give you an invite. We definitely
do forget things sometimes.
Yeah,
not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Yeah. So absolutely. Hit
I noticed that I think it'd be really cool not only to have the largest money prize tournament ever for SWU, but to have the largest number of planetary qualifier winners in one tournament.
It's going to be like a Worlds.
It's going to be like Worlds 0.5. Yeah, Worlds. We'll beta test. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like the regionals. Is going to be.
We're going to beta test the field for Galactic Championships. So, and I'm glad we're doing it with such an awesome community in Atlanta and with an awesome card shop that I'm excited to see y'all next Wednesday, Nick.
Yes, it's going to be great. I can't wait to see you as well.
Yeah. And if you aren't able to get a ticket when the invites come out, you hit us up afterwards. The public ticket sales.
And there'll be a waiting list too, because for example,
people are going to cancel.
Some people might have tickets. Some of the invited players might have tickets to both Pool A and Pool B, but then if they make top cut in Pool A, they don't get to play in Pool B. Yeah, so probably the top 8 from Pool A will free up tickets day of for Pool B. There'll be some people not show up as always.
And again, there'll be side events.
Yeah, so especially this, if you're local to Atlanta, there's really good chance you can play in these events for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Nick, can you give us your contact information again?
One more time. If somebody wants to reach out to you about being
I'll
help with the tournament or to be a judge or something. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for anybody, to piggyback on what you just said, for anybody who has received an invite, I do need your Melee email. Whatever that email account is, I need it to pull you into the events after you've received your invites. In reference to the judging, if you are interested in helping with this event in any way, whether it be from a judge capacity or you're looking to cover it, you can contact Frank for the content creation portion, and you can contact me about the judging. You can contact me at nick@cardshq.com. That's one email, nick@cardshq.com. And then you can also reach out to me on Discord. I am in pretty much every Discord you can think of in relation to Star Wars Unlimited. I'm in the Bothan Network. I'm in KTOD. I'm in the Star Wars Unlimited Atlanta Discord. I'm in the Cascade Judges Discord. I'm in the Judge Call Discord. And you can typically find me. My name is normally Nick F Cards HQ, something like that. Or you can search for my username _grump_. So that's _GRUMP_. You can find, that's my Discord name. You'll be able to add me at that name, and then we can talk from there. We will be needing to bring on a lot of judge staff, so I will be happy to have a conversation with you if you're interested at all. And that should be it for that.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, everybody, stay tuned. We're excited. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for everybody hanging out with us in chat.
Yeah.
And we will we'll be back with our normal show Wednesday, and then hopefully we'll be live at Cards HQ next Thursday to show everybody what the space looks like for the event.
Yep.
That's gonna be great.
Super excited. Stay tuned for more information. Appreciate y'all.
May the force be with you.
That's right.